like to share some ideas with you. This idea of being truly, duly grateful. That's why we're here today, to recognize the blessings in our lives and to be that in the world for one another. You know, we all have that capacity. We are not only blessed, but we are a blessing wherever we go. And so today we've focused on this Thanksgiving holiday. You know, for most of us, the Thanksgiving holiday opens up the season of holiday celebrations, Christmas, Hanukkah, and all the other New Year's and those things. And so that's why we have chosen to make this day special and to focus on this idea of gratitude. You know, it's really important to set aside the intention to be grateful, to say thank you. And Meister Eckhart said, if the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, that's enough. That would suffice. And so that's what we're focusing on today. And so I've been working with this little book, Naikan. We did an entire study on this a couple of years ago. It's on gratitude and grace. And it's a Japanese, this is a Japanese practice. But I'm going to tell you what this author says about this idea of Thanksgiving, because I think this is important. He says, I think it's wonderful that we have a holiday called Thanksgiving, but I'm afraid that for many families, Thanksgiving Day is no longer infused with a spirit that could make it a wonderful day of gratitude and grace. If a foreign exchange student were to spend her first Thanksgiving holiday with an American family, what would her experience be? Perhaps she would write home something like this. Dear Mom and Dad, I was looking forward to celebrating this holiday they have in America called Thanksgiving. Originally, I thought it was a wonderful idea. As the day began, the children spent the morning playing video games and watching TV. In the afternoon, people drank beer and wine, and then we had a huge meal. And there was a lot left over that went to waste. During the meal, people complained about their lives and talked about their problems. They criticized many of the people who weren't in attendance. And the father got into a big argument with an uncle. Later, the kids played outside while most of the men watched football on TV, and the women cleaned up the mess. Mostly, the day was like a big party. And I'm not really sure why they call this holiday Thanksgiving. I believe, and then the author says, I believe it's time for a Thanksgiving revolution. Let's make a sincere effort to recapture the spirit of the day. Shouldn't some time be spent reflecting on our life, on what we have received, and giving thanks for those blessings? So let Thanksgiving be a day for waking up, for remembering, for noticing, for thanking, and for giving. And so this idea of Thanksgiving is really about appreciation for life, as it is in the moment, the whole catastrophe, all of it. Because this is the deal, when we feel grateful, we feel better. When we are grateful for our life experience, we feel better, our bodies respond. It doesn't matter what we're grateful for. We can be grateful for the sunrise, we can be grateful for each other, we can be grateful for anything, but when we express gratitude, our bodies and our souls feel better. And so really being grateful isn't so much about a feeling, it's about a decision. It's setting intention to say thank you. And so ask yourself, how many opportunities have you overlooked to be grateful? To say thank you, to recognize the hidden blessing in whatever that thing is. So I like what this author tells us. He says lots of stuff gets in the way. So here's a quick course before you enter into your own Thanksgiving Day and your own experience of the holidays. He says, what gets in the way of our feeling appreciative and feeling grateful and noticing the blessings? He says we basically don't notice. We get so distracted and so overshadowed by all the stuff that's going on in life that we simply miss the opportunity to recognize the blessing, to recognize the beauty. Our disappointments, our sorrows, our frustrations, all of those things get in the way, and we're just not noticing. So here's the antidote. Pay attention. Pay attention to the countless ways that the blessings are showing up, that life is supporting you, whatever that looks like. Number 2, he says we're lazy. We're just plain lazy. We don't make the effort to say thank you. Almost every person that walked up here said thank you. We don't make the effort to say thank you. And sometimes we even assume other people know we're grateful, that we don't need to bother. That we don't need to bother to say thank you. So the idea is we need to wake up. We got to stop being lazy. We got to wake up and we got to say thank you. I'm grateful for this. We're forgetful. Sometimes we just forget. The moment is so complex and so filled with stuff that we just forget to say thank you. So we need to be mindful. And sometimes we don't appreciate what we've got until it's gone. Have you ever noticed that? Oh boy. And then when we are not looking at the blessing, we have a new opportunity to feel disappointed rather than grateful. We take things for granted. So here's your invitation this Thanksgiving. Be fully present. Whatever you do, whether you're by yourself, and some of you may be, you may choose to be still on Thanksgiving Day and take time for yourself to be reflective. That's perfect. You may choose to be with others. You may be with family. Probably if you're with family, that will be your biggest challenge. I know your secrets. I know. So be fully present. Appreciate whatever's going on in the moment. Pay attention. Look for the hidden blessing, whatever that thing is, within whatever's going on. There's got to, even if it's an opportunity to see the humor of life, right? Decide to be grateful. Go to the experience with an intention to be grateful. I'm grateful. No matter what happens today, I'm going to find a reason to be grateful. And here's the 3 no's. These are big. This is the big one. No complaining. No criticizing other people, or the turkey, or the lumpy mashed potatoes, or whatever shows up that you don't like. No criticizing, and no arguing. No arguing. No complaining, no criticizing, and no arguing. And then you'll notice that this celebration for Thanksgiving could just be a little bit different than the ones you've experienced in the past. So I invite you to recognize how truly and duly blessed you are. Thank you for listening to us today.